KidNuz fans, tired of advertisements? We get it, but we also have to keep the lights on. There's a way around them, though. Parents can join Starglow Plus on Apple Podcasts or at starglowmedia.com/subscribe to ditch the commercials and unlock access to future bonus episodes and other exclusive content from the Starglow Media Network. That's Starglow Plus on Apple Podcasts or at starglowmedia.com/subscribe. Now, on to the news.
Good morning and welcome back to fun, fresh episodes of KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Monday, April 8th, 2024. And we begin with one news story eclipsing all the others. Early this afternoon, 32 million Americans will experience 3 to 4 minutes of nighttime in the middle of the day when the moon passes directly in front of the sun, blocking its light and creating a total solar eclipse. Not everyone in the U.S. will see it, only those in the 115-mile-wide path of totality that stretches from Texas to Maine. The rest will get a partial eclipse. Mother Nature, however, may mess with her own celestial show. The forecast in parts of the prime viewing area call for clouds, and a lot of them. Regardless, don't look skyward without special glasses. You could do serious damage to your eyes. Scientifically, today's special event is called a syzygy, which means 3 objects, in this case, Earth, the Moon, and the Sun, are lined up in space. In today's kicker, some of the strange goings-on you might notice when the sky darkens. If you miss today's big event, you'll have to sit tight. The next total solar blackout in the U.S. won't be until August 2044. The undefeated women of South Carolina capped off their perfect basketball season with a crown. The Gamecocks won March Madness over Iowa and the Hawkeyes superstar Caitlin Clark. It's South Carolina's 3rd national championship, all of them under Coach Dawn Staley, who went out of her way to give a special classy postgame shout-out to Caitlin for lifting up the entire sport. Tonight, attention turns to the men. Purdue will take on Connecticut. Tip-off time is 9:20 p.m. Eastern. Cicada-geddon is just around the corner. Trillions of the noisy insects are getting ready to make their spring debut. And this year, as we've reported, not 1, but 2 different broods of the beasts will crawl out of their underground hiding spots at the same time and converge. One of the groups comes out every 13 years, the other every 17 years, and they haven't surfaced together since Thomas Jefferson was president of the United States 221 years ago. Not only are more than the normal amount of bugs expected, but scientists say some of them will be zombie cicadas covered in a white fungus. They'll be harmless to humans, but dangerous to each other. A press release from West Virginia University says it'll be a, quote, disturbing display of B-horror movie proportions. For a time last Friday, parts of the East Coast felt more like the West. The biggest quake to hit New Jersey in 240 years jolted the town of White House Station and was felt by millions of others in Midtown Manhattan, as far north as Boston, Massachusetts, and as far south as Delaware. The 4.8 magnitude shaker rattled plenty of nerves, but did little damage. Seismologists say the shaking may not be over. 30 smaller aftershocks were recorded in the hours after the first quake, and more little jolts could continue this week. When you hang out with your grandma, what do? Travel expert Brad Ryan makes sure his sees the world. Joy Ryan lived her whole life in Ohio and had never seen a mountain. So Brad took her to one, then another, and then last year, as we reported, he helped her set an unofficial record as the oldest person to see all 63 national parks in the U.S. This year, the 94-year-old has a bigger goal. Accompanied by her grandson, Joy is headed to all 7 continents. Her advice to those who think they're too old for adventure? Jump in the river and be positive. Give it a try. If you don't try, the next day you'll regret it. Grandson Brad says it's been good for her in all sorts of ways, not the least of which is that her body, mind, and spirit are all stronger now than they were 10 years ago. You can follow their travels on Instagram at Grandma Joy's Road Trip. Still to come, why you may want to wear red or green for today's eclipse. But first, we want to wish Ian Molinini of Vienna, Virginia, a belated happy 11th birthday. Your mom, dad, and brothers Joseph and Matthew want you to know that your enthusiasm for everything in life, including basketball, soccer, tennis, music, and scouting, makes the world a better place. We hope you have a great day, Ian. Now, today's KidNuz quiz. How wide is the U.S. path of totality for today's total solar eclipse? $115 miles, and it stretches from Texas to Maine. Who won March Madness for women's college basketball? South Carolina. Who was president the last time two broods of cicadas surfaced at the same time? Thomas Jefferson. How big was the quake that rattled the East Coast last Friday? .8. In our KidNuz Kicker, there are lots of things to look out for during today's eclipse. Stars and planets like Venus may appear brighter, temperatures will drop, and animals may start acting like it's night, not day. And for those lucky enough to be in the path of totality, another eclipse phenomenon, it'll change how they see color. As the light dims, their eyes and brain will make adjustments. Specifically, colors with longer wavelengths, like red, will look darker and faded, while those with shorter wavelengths, like blue and green, will look brighter. It's called the Purkinje effect and was first documented more than 200 years ago. The change will be noticeable starting 15 minutes before totality, but again, only for those in the path of the eclipse. Thanks again to the Molinini family of Vienna, Virginia for sponsoring today's quiz. A shout out to Ian for his 11th birthday, and hello to all his friends and the wonderful teachers and staff at St. Mark Catholic School. And to our other KidNuz classrooms, including Mrs. Degenhart and her Yetis at Reunion and Commerce City, Colorado. Mrs. Lyles and Oliver the Owl at Old Orchard in Santa Clarita, California. And Mrs. Tatro and her Bulldogs at West Elementary in Wheatland, Wyoming. Thanks for listening. We posted a new noodler for April. It's the perfect way to get your students thinking about recent events in a more personal way. You'll find it on our website, and as always, it's 100% free. Have a great day. We'll see you back here for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.